Bam, Custom Brigade elements impounded a huge consignment of pharmaceutical products reportedly en route to Yaoundé. Now, following 13 months without pay, workers of the Marjani in Yaoundé have protested against what they term exploitation. The workers carrying placards say for 13 months they have not received pay, and according to these workers who packed the vehicles of the company, they are suffering as a result of infighting at the level of management. Now, the prices of passports in Cameroon will rise from 75,000 to 110,000 as from July 1, 2021, following an ordinance modifying the 2021 finance bill signed Monday, June 7. The new fee of 110,000 is 3 times more expensive compared to other West African countries, including Ivory Coast and Togo, where it costs 30 and 40,000 respectively for a passport issued in 2 weeks. We move over to Bamenju in the west region of the country, where a family is still in shock following the death of 4 members, 3 children and an elderly woman aged 58. Reports say that died after consuming traditional medicine prepared by the 58-year-old woman. After consuming the black substance mixed with palm oil, they complained of a malaise and later died. Investigation has been opened to determine what could have caused their death after leaking the traditional medicine commonly taken by villagers. Now, elements of the Douala National Gendarmerie have arrested a gang of young men who call themselves Le Microbe at the New Bern neighborhood in the nation's economic capital. This group that specializes in criminal acts have been terrorizing inhabitants of the city of Douala using machetes. Their activity was once more halted at the New Bern neighborhood as law enforcement officials took to the streets to track them down. Now, 1 person has died in a fatal accident along the Mbankomo Highway in the central region of Cameroon. Eyewitnesses said the victim, who was in a small vehicle, tried saving himself by jumping out of the moving car, which reportedly lost control. The other occupants of the car came out with minor injuries. Now, the United States of America has announced it will impose visa restrictions on those undermining the peaceful resolution of the crisis in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon. In a statement released by the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken on Monday, June 7, the United States expressed deep concern at the continued violence in the Anglophone regions of Cameroon and called on government and separatists to end the violence and engage in a dialogue without preconditions. Mr. Blinken did not indicate the number or identify the people affected by the visa ban. Now, the June session of Parliament opens today in Yaoundé at the National Assembly, chaired by House Speaker Honorable Kavayege Jibril Masenyat Jifenji, President of the Senate, who chaired the opening at the upper house. Topics to be discussed by both houses are the right of children ahead of the 2021 commemoration of the Day of the African Child on June 16, budgetary orientation, amongst others. Now, the 24th edition of the Senior Women's Handball African Cup of Nations kicks off today at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex. Over 13 participating teams including Nigeria, Angola, Congo, Senegal and Mali are present for the game slated for Tuesday, June 8 to Friday, June 18, 2021. Host country Cameroon will face Team Kenya in the opening game today. Out of the country, a non-profit organization in Zambia has called for a ban on the importation and sales of second-hand underwear in the country. The organization says the clothes, which are popular with men and women, were a health hazard. Despite being previously banned, officials never implemented it, and the importation and sale of the garment goes on unabated, especially in the capital, Lusaka. According to head of the organization, second-hand underwear had the potential to transmit diseases such as typhus and sexually transmitted infection. They called on authorities to protect Zambians and help local manufacturers make cheap underwears. This concludes the 3:30 p.m. edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. I have been Fon Quinter. Coming up next are more programs on My Media Prime Television. Keep watching The African Eye. Goodbye.